yesterday. The standard bearer for your party, a former president, and the top, he's certainly in the lead to get the nomination again, to run for president again. Donald Trump was convicted of sexual assault. Will you support him for president, or does this end it for you?
Well, I think the nation right now, at the critical juncture we are with the everything with the global instability in particular, that if this is a Trump versus Biden, that's a bad thing, bad choice for both parties. And I think that the nation would be well served if Americans had an opportunity to vote for some alternatives in 2024.
You're not going to get any pushback from me on that. That's not my question.
Right.
My question is, would Donald Trump ever get your support as governor of North Dakota in his race for presidency, knowing what you know today versus 2 days ago?
Well, I don't think it's just about 2 days ago, but I think, having as a Republican, I would love to see a nominee from our party be someone who has the principles in terms of where we need to go economically, in terms of where we need to go for the battling inflation, energy policy, all the things that would be good for our country and be good for the world. And if that individual, this job is a tough job. And if you're distracted by ongoing personal legal issues, I mean, generally, these are the kinds of things where people might say, hey, maybe they shouldn't be, running for any office because they've got so many issues that they're battling. And I think it's just a giant distraction, and I think it hurts the party. I think we know that we had issues, down ticket in 18, 20, and 22 related to some of these distractions. And I think it'd be, fantastic for the party if we could have a distraction-free 2024 election.
You went down to Iowa to meet some folks, hold a little open house forum. Are you still considering running for president?
We've been so focused. I think we said when we walked in the studio, I mean, we were, signing and vetoing bills right up till last night. So the full focus has been on the job here in North Dakota. But now I'd say starting today, we look forward to 2024. No decisions have been made about what we might do either in state or out of state. But
you did go down to Iowa during the session.
We did for a week. We went on a Friday afternoon, came back on a Sunday.
I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to go. That's not my point. But you can't use the excuse of it was during the session, we're too busy for you to answer. Are you considering running for president?
Well, when the weekend I went down, there was no bills on my desk. We were all caught up, so we were. We
I don't doubt that.
But
I'm
anyway,
not calling you lazy.
And Catherine and I had a great weekend down there, and we did a dozen events, talked to over 200 people, and learned a lot of great things around value-added agriculture. Had a great sit down with Kim Reynolds, who is the leader of the RGA right now, the chairman. We spent some time with her.
Are you considering running for president?
We are going to take some time right now, starting today, to think about what our future might hold.
The fact that you couldn't answer it other than that tells me that you're considering running for president.
You can, Joel, you're a smart guy. You're a pundit. You can take that wherever you want to take that.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's go here. You're on a stage, and it's just you and Donald Trump. You're the only two left. And one of you two is going to get the nomination for president. And I'm the moderator of that debate. And I look at Governor Doug Burgum. I say, Governor Burgum, you can ask Donald Trump any question, one question. Now, you, being a smart person, know that this needs to be a separation. There needs to be a real difference between you and him. What question would you ask Donald Trump?
Joel, you've asked me a lot of questions over the years. That's a really good one that I don't have a good answer for right now.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah.
But to me, that opportunity to look at him and then know that you're really not speaking to him. Mm. You're speaking to those individuals who need to know what is different from you to him. And so I'm what is different? What is the main thing that separates you two? Because oftentimes with Donald Trump and his popularity in the Republican Party, it feels like good and decent people have to fall in line and do whatever he says and aren't willing. And there's exceptions. Mitt Romney, there's other exceptions of people that Liz Cheney that are really conservatives that don't fall in line. I get that. But it just feels like people just adhere to this man when he's not a good person. And so what I want to know is what that separator is.
Well, I think again the key question. I mean, because I'm here to talk really, and I would love to talk about everything we accomplished in the legislature. We've talked about a few vetoes, but we haven't touched on historic tax relief for the state of North Dakota. We haven't.
You can stay longer than they told me.
We haven't touched on we passed this historic animal agriculture pension reform. We got 20 things done this legislature that are absolutely important for North Dakotans, and the whole reason I would saying this is I don't want to have, even in this moment, be the national politics of Donald Trump and culture wars have been such a distraction. They were to the legislature, but I want the people of North Dakota to know that we got the work done for them in spite of all those distractions here in North Dakota. We passed 51 out of 52 red tape reduction bills that we introduced. Since Ed Schaefer's been there, we've been trying to get pension reform. We've got that thing that protects the state employees. It protects the taxpayers from maybe having to put up $1 billion of taxpayer money to cover those retirement things. And we've got a 401k plan that's going to go. In fact, it's going to help us recruit the next 1,000 state team members we need to run government, because there's about 1,000 baby boomers retiring in the next 18 months. And so the what we got done for Parks and Rec, K-12, record funding, higher education, there's over $330 million in new dollars going to repair, replace, and fix up what we need for engineering and research and ag research in our state. So this was a historic session by many, many measures. But again, like we've seen in the last half hour, we can get distracted by these things that don't really affect regular North Dakotans. And that's what we've been focused on.
That's coming from your side of the aisle, in all due respect, Governor. That is. You've got Republicans who have gone out to the legislature with these strict ideologies. I can use names if you want, but you already know them. And they went out there, and their whole Bastiat focus has been on social issues, and they're getting the game plan from a national scale. I'm serious. I mean, Jim Casper doesn't come up with these ideas on his own. This is a guy I want to play pinochle against, because it won't take long to get his money. I mean, this guy is getting his ideas from a national group that is willing to donate to him. Now, that being said, they're the ones taking the oxygen out of the room. These bills are ridiculous. They're stupid. And in the end, they end up having to be dealt with by people like you. And I would argue some of them you shouldn't have signed. We had that debate just a little bit ago. You went down to Iowa. It's natural for pundits and news people like the one behind you to ask whether you're running for president or what separates you from the top dude, which is Donald Trump. I know that's a deflection, so I'm glad you're able to get out those things. I'm begging you. I'm just going to put it this way. I am urging you, as one of the top Republicans in the nation, because you are a governor of a state, to separate, to find that separation between a Doug Burgum and I don't care what that name is. Just don't put this man on the ballot. Don't do that. And I'm asking you, will you work to help me on that? Will you do everything you can to make sure he isn't the standard bearer? Because he is the biggest threat to this nation. That's Joel Heitkamp's opinion. All right, I get it.